Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thank you for being here today. Hope that you are living your life with passion and purpose and enjoying this time in your 60s, 70s, 80s. And we have a lot of women joining us too in their 50s. And the topic has come up recently about retirement, and it's changing definition all the time. Many women are in their 60s and 70s and still working happily, and many are in their 50s thinking of retiring. So it's a spectrum of women, and I want to talk to you today about entrepreneurship and if it's ever too late. You know, when you're 50 and 60, 70, there's kind of a difference in your perspective. If you're still in your 50s and 60s, you are probably looking for a career alternative that, if you want to start a new business, that is somehow going to make you money. It's going to be a planning device for the future, for retirement, further down the line. If you're in your 60s and 70s, particularly 70s, you may be looking for an entrepreneur opportunity that is more something to fulfill a passion, fulfill something that you've always wanted to do. So I'm going to talk to you about both today and give you some examples of people who have stepped up and taken action to create a life for them in retirement that is really suited to their needs. Whether it's financial, they want to start a business that's going to make money and maybe make a difference in the world, do something that they really, really care about, or something that they want to do for fun, for passion. And passion and purpose are the two words that I'm kind of going to talk about today because I think they are our guiding light. We've got to have a passion. We've got to have hope that whatever we try is going to work. And of course, we need to do our homework. We need to do our planning. We need to think things through. But at the same time, we can't let the circumstances of the world around us, put us down or put us off trying new things. So if you're maybe in a career now that you're just tired of doing, you've done it for 30, 40 years and you're ready to move on, that fast-paced career where you get lots of structure and maybe social engagement, friends and colleagues, but at the same time you're just sort of, I've done this now, I want to try something a little bit different. And as I mentioned, that it does differ from one retired person to another, of course, and from between 50 and 70, big changes. Now, as you get older, of course, there are these other variables that come into play that are going to save you money. I mean, you might be considering Social Security. When do you take that out? The longer you can wait, the better. We've talked about that before. But of course, Medicare. I forget what age Medicare comes in since I'm not living in the States anymore. But, you've got those options for health insurance that you didn't have before. And, maybe just talking through some people that have had this conversation with themselves will actually help. Now, I'm actually probably a really good example of this. I was 59 for about 4 years before I decided to own up. And that's really where 60andMe came from. That was how I decided to start it, because it felt like I had to own this aging process. And it wasn't that like I was trying to deny my age, but I was working at a company where the average age was in its 30s. And I just felt like, things had changed and I wanted to move away from that structured corporate environment and start something of my own. So I did that. And then when I was 64, I started 60andMe, and, kind of the rest is history. But it wasn't easy. And, and I've written other articles and done other videos on the challenges, not just the physical, the planning and the financing. We didn't take any investment at the beginning. We were just really, determined to take from our savings. We didn't, lean on anyone else. It was my son and his wife and I. And 60andMe was born from that kind of passion for doing it. And not only making some money eventually, we didn't know what we were going to sell, quite honestly, but we knew that it was there. We knew that there was a community of women out there that needed us. So I'm a great example, really, of someone that was nervous to start with. I'd never done a YouTube video in my life. I'd never even thought that would be something that I would do with my life. Now I have over 2,000 videos. I've done so many wonderful interviews with people who I think are, sort of relevant to our community, to our age demographic. But it was all just new to me. And I went through moments of complete terror and fear, lacking in confidence, lacking in, the belief in myself. But once I started doing it and started reaching out and following some of the steps that I'm going to talk to you about, that I actually made it and we got through the initial hurdles, and the community grew, and we found things that people wanted to purchase, and it worked out fine. But it was hard. And if you're thinking about doing something online, this is one of the challenges, finding the community, finding either a product or a service that is going to help someone in their lives. It's not about selling them a product that can do something. It's about selling them something or offering them some service that is going to change the way they live and give them tools to do something that they can't do now. It's a really subtle difference between selling a product and selling an idea. It's the why. Why you're doing things. So what are some of the reasons that you might want to, go into a business? Well, of course, you've got to find the niche. You've got to find the community or find the people who are going to be interested in what you can do. Don't forget to look back on your careers and what you've done in your life and the training you've had, the experience you've had. That's and reach out to those resources. Network like crazy. I mean, LinkedIn is somewhere that I forgot about for a little while because I've been using it so much in my corporate world, but there's a lot of amazing people out there, and many of them are in the same situation as you. They're looking to start over, and you can collaborate and discuss and get ideas from people. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It can just be something very personal about what you think you can do, what you can offer, how you can be of service, and then something that maybe you want to change your life and sell a product that you've always wanted to make. So there's lots of ideas. So doing something that you love is the first thing that you get the benefit. Just doing something, whether it's your own business for selling something you are passionate about or to make money. Doing something you love has got to be the thing. Being your own boss, having a flexible schedule. At first, you may not have that concept of flexible schedule because you'll just be working full out on, making this business successful. But you will find that eventually you can take that Monday off or take a little bit of a long weekend and do something. Or say, I really don't want to do this today. I'm going to go on a train or a bus or in my car and I'm going to go and relax somewhere, have a spa day. And you've got much more flexibility. You don't have to phone in and explain what you're doing or what your reasons are. So not everybody, just to talk examples, not everybody started their business in a garage like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. Everybody has their own way. These were people, though, that didn't give up. I mean, they were told by so many people that you'll never make it. There's no market for that. What are you talking about? That's a crazy idea. But the crazy ones, as Steve Jobs always said, are the ones that somehow break through. Vera Wang was 40 when she started designing clothes. Martha Stewart was 50 when she started, it was Martha Stewart Living. Ray Kroc, I think he started McDonald's when he was 51. Leo Goodwin founded Geico Insurance. Remember that one? I don't even know if they're still around, but I think they are. Geico was at age 50. Grandma Moses is a great example of a woman who, I don't even know what she did in her early life, but she wanted to paint. She started painting when she was 76. And she did over 1,000 paintings in her lifetime. And I think her last painting was done when she was like 108 or something. She lived to be 100. 25 paintings were done after the age of 100. It's amazing. Grandma Moses. I think you could write a whole story about her, but these are just examples of people over 40, 50, 60 who decided, I'm going to do something different. Colonel Sanders, he's a really good one, the Kentucky Fried Chicken man. He started when he was 66. He was homeless. He had a recipe. That's all he had, and a dream. And he was rejected over 1,000 times. And he never gave up. I just love these kinds of ideas. I mean, you can probably, in your own life, and please share in the comment section, you can probably think of a dozen people who've done something similar. Maybe even you've done something. What have you got to bring to the table? Well, experience. You're older and you're wiser. Doesn't seem like it sometimes. We fumble through life, and when we get older, we look back and think, wow, I should have taken that fork in the road, or if only I had done that. And I think that we sometimes sabotage our own dreams by coming up with reasons that we have failed or that we haven't done what we needed, we haven't paid our dues. We know that we've failed, and so we've got resilience, we've built resilience over the years, and I think if that's one thing I always have looked back on in my own life, I think, I had some tragedies and things in my life, which I'm sure all of you have, that you bounce back from, and you have resilience. So the next time you're kind of not ready, but you know that you got through something really hard. And so you can then move forward. I organized a TED Talk 10 years ago now in London. It was called Resilience, the theme was resilience. And it was in an area in London which had been bombed during the war. It was very, very poor, difficult area of London, East London. And the show was incredible. The people were just so inspiring. And it seems like from the darkest places, like the lotus, from the muddy waters comes beauty and strength and the ability to shine and thrive, not just survive. You've got a network of people. Don't forget, you've got all these people that you've known all your life. Go back to LinkedIn, go back to your old jobs. If you are looking to set up a business, be an entrepreneur, just find the people that can help you. And getting more and more so now, age is becoming more valued. I think that there's lots of isms that we know are definitely not appropriate, but ageism has been one that's just been ignored. But I think it's changing. And maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like there are more older entrepreneurs, and the reports and surveys that I've reviewed, and I'll put a link in the description, are that more businesses. What are the numbers? I think it's between 50 times more likely if you're between the age of 50 and 70 when you're starting a new business. It's really quite astounding because we're determined and we are resilient and we want to make something work. We know how to do it. Financial security, maybe we've got a little teeny bit more money than we had when we started off. That's always a possibility. Not always the case, but you don't need a lot sometimes to start. But I'd really like to know, what qualities you feel that you need in order to be an entrepreneur, which ones you feel you're lacking, and whether you've started a business. And let's take an opportunity today. We don't normally do this on the articles, but if you've got a business that's yours, not promoting somebody else and doing these spam things, but because I'll delete them. If you have got something yourself that you're doing, a book that you're writing, a blog that you've started, a business that you own and that you're working hard to succeed, put it in the section below and we'll have a chat. We can support each other. That's what this business of 60andMe is all about. We've done our very best over the years to give you from our own experience and from the experience of people we know and read about, a chance to thrive as an entrepreneur in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. Okay, everybody, well, please come and join us on our Patreon channel. We've got lots of support there for you if you're interested, and also subscribe to this channel if you don't mind. And also, if you can like this video, we can get this message out to more people. YouTube likes. Okay, everybody, take really good care of yourself. Lots and lots of love. Bye-bye for now.